Alright, how's everybody doing? Sorry. There we go.
Otto, sorry I'm late.
Oh, Clive. I had a quick scout about, and I reckon this area's our best bet. Seems Blackthorn's the only one who thinks smithing with his Stardust stuff's a good idea. It's just lying here, waiting for any old fool to fill his boots.
But unlike any old fool, you thought to bring a wagon.
Well spotted. Now get...
So this is Stardust. It just looks like black sand to me. That should be enough for now. Let's see how Otto's getting on.
How much did you get?
Enough.
More than me. Put it all together and I can't see Blackthorn complaining. Much. Here, Clive. Sid will be proud.
Of what?
Of you, you idiot. The way you've carried on what he started. When we first met, I had you down as a spoilt little puppy who enjoyed nothing more than biting the hand that fed you. But 5 years on, you're the one doing the feeding. So thanks for proving me wrong.
You weren't wrong. But I changed. Thanks to Sid. And thanks to you. When I suggested taking on it, and if you hadn't, I couldn't have done any of this without...
No, give over. You're making me blush. All I did was choose hope over despair. I gave you a chance, yes. But you took a rabble of homeless, hopeless outcasts and put them back on just like the old Sid did. About time I was all this scrabbling about in the sands, taking its...
I'll see you back at the hideaway then.
Oh, I planned. But I'll make sure Blackthorn gets his precious black sand before I put my feet up.
Right. Let's hope this is all Blackthorn needs.
I heard what you told Nan about Kupka.
Blackthorn.
Yeah. Cheers for the Stardust. Should be enough to be getting on with.
Nice to get out and about for once. Do it again sometime, eh?
I'll make a start on putting this thermal plating together then. It'll take some time, mind. So if you've got other things to be getting on with, I could do without you.
Thank you, Blackthorn. I'll let Mid know
Suppose we'd
Give us a shout if you...
He cracked the Chris.
Thank you, Clive.
Mid hasn't been.
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in. Why would anyone want to do that?
If I don't come up with something soon.
You'll be pleased to hear that Blackthorn started work on the plating.
Excellent. One down.
So,
The helm I've got for this will be repurposing.
salvage from the ruins. I thought that material.
Ah, but we don't have to.
I'm sorry.
Just so happens there's one particular ruin that's broken into exactly the right shape and size pieces for what we need. What's the name back there? I'll give you all the details.
What's her name?
Oh, sit.
Yes.
I'll show you. Here you see the mithril engine, in which mithril is burned to generate. Excess heat is dealt with by means of the thermal displacement stack. Now, were we to rely on thermal plating alone to achieve this effect, the rate of excess heat buildup would far exceed the displacement. In other words, the reactor would overheat. This is where the helm comes in. It connects to the plating, you see, and serves as a sort of thermal sink to absorb all that excess energy. Our experiments have shown that fallen ceramics are remarkably thermophilic. They can withstand and absorb levels of heat far above. And not only that, they're also waterproof and immune to rust, making them the perfect material for our protect. Why? If sea or rainwater were to enter the reactor proper, it would vaporize instantly. The forces produced would tear the
You can stop there. Mid said we might be able to use. Where would I find it?
Ah, yes. The thing is, well, I probably should have arranged to have the pieces we need brought here sooner. It's no longer a matter of just walking in and taking them. It's,
I see. Would that help?
Oh, I'll gather my team and...
be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need behind.
If you're ready, we leave at once. Let's go.
Yeah!
Straight home now.
Oh, there you are. The, ruins are just over there, as...
Of course.
Oh, there's a chest.
Anybody home? This must be our unwanted visit.
Nice try.
Slow. The things I...
Sid!
You shouldn't have any trouble.
Indeed. Well,
All right.
Is that a chest in it? That's... Sure.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing. Well, no surprises there.
How may I help you today, Clive? You earned this. All done?
I think Mid might need some help.
If I don't come up with something soon.
Mid. Helena has recovered the material for the helm.
Excellent.
And just...
Right.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop, but those things will still be spitting out enough fire to set the rest, which is why you need proper shield. A prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the stuff that the Fallen use, but they'd both be too heavy. The helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship would be at the bottom. I need something light. But I've wrapped me...
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would seek.
Tomes? Yeah. Well, I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him?
Right away.
Oh, can I walk all the way to him and all the way back?
Editors started reading books that don't have any pictures in. Thanks to Sid.
Harpocrates.
For you, Clive?
Well, actually, it's for Mid this time. Could you take a look at...
Shielding for a mithril? What are these notes?
She has some specific requirements for the materials, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight, while also being light enough, as you can imagine.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you...
Perhaps. It is not a different material.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even brine. At timber and steel, and yet we have made a home here from those very...
We have, but Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obolus complains that without a constant supply of... I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as Moondew. Before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it.
So if we could
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it and to what material, perhaps I shall speak to them and see what... If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall... The knowledge of the past may yet prove...
Thank you, Hop. And since you're asking others to help you...
So you need a
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need.
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the...
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well,
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. So, who will...
All right. So,
I have taken the liberty of preparing.
garlic. Are you sure? Looks like the ingredients for...
Though these items may seem mundane, they have potent effects that are rarely exploited. So much so, in fact, that they were harvested almost to extinction. Hence moon dews having fallen from... Now, of course, they can be obtained...
Well, I was hoping to be able to make a trip over that...
All right.
See you later, Clive.
Good luck with you.
Is there something I might assist you with, Clive? If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it. Did you learn everything you needed?
No. Where's Taya?
Keep them pilchers nice and chilled.
Need to stock up on
I
these.
won't have you.
There you are.
Ah, and we shouldn't have any problems finding what we need in a place like this. But if time is of the essence,
All right.
let's see. Meet me by the gate when you've got them.
Oi, don't touch anything. Go on, take it. Good riddance.
How the hell is anyone supposed to afford that?
What can I interest you in today? I trust it's all here.
That should do it. Hopefully Taya's finished too.
Fresh cuts! Come and get them. Come! You'll not find a bruised pip.
Well,
I did.
garlic and pepiono. We should get this back to Tomes then. He'll be waiting. But we're not in... Do you know, I think this is the very first time we've been out on an errand together. In all the years since you and that scowl of yours first appeared, you...
Well, it seemed long overdue.
I was hoping to restock my supplies of herbs and liniment, yes. You and Jill alone burned through them. No luck, though. My usual supplier's not here, and
I'll ask Karen when we get back. What is it?
Oh, I came here with Sid once. And just like today, I came away empty-handed. Sid even... Has it really been 5 years? I remember it as... Hold on. Does that mean it's been 5 years since we... Feels a lot longer.
It does. Thank you, Taya.
For what?
For everything.
Do you think I'd stick around if I thought it... But in the spirit of... You're appreciated too. Well, I think we've I ought to get these ingredients back to Tomes so he can make up this. I'll meet you back at the hideaway.
All right.
I heard.
I wonder how Hippocrates is getting on with the moon dew. How's work on the shielding progressing, Hippocrates?
Well, very well indeed. I was just explaining to Tarja, and now that we have all the...
You can count on me. I've mixed more.
What about the shielding?
Work is underway, under the watchful eyes of...
Apparently, it'll be...
Thank you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary? Of course. Oh, and it was good to talk.
It appears our work here is... a shame. I was enjoying playing the man of action for once. When both the shielding and the moondew are ready, it will merely be a matter of applying the one to the other, followed by a rigorous process of testing and retesting, of course. Perhaps someone ought to warn you.
Leave it to me. Thank you, Hippocrates. Well, I'd better go and... Good news, then.
He cracked the crystal too.
You're seeing troops amassing at every border post.
I think Mid might need some help.
Sorry to keep you up, but you'll be pleased to know that work,
You found something for it?
in a manner of speaking. Hippocrates knew of a substance that's highly... He's supervising the construction and testing of the...
Brilliant. I knew you would.
Don't thank me.
Right then. Better start working out how to bolt all these bits together to the black.
You know, when I got into the smith, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not thermal bleeding didgeridoo-dah.
Displacement stack.
Same difference. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. Let's take this house. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck. I'll take care of the rest.
On my way.
Oh, and bring me the biggest hammer you can find. This is gonna require...
It's finished. It's finally
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you, Clark. That's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell the Enterprise has 4 mithril engines and will be
You don't mean...
Now they've got a finished one to work off. My gang in Canva can build the rest.
Good luck to them, eyes. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in, keep it to yourselves, eh?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want her to be that. I don't want her to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her under your command. Sod our plans. I'm trusting in yours.
Are you sure about this?
Something tells me it's what my dad would have wanted.
He'd be proud of you.
You were gonna visit his grave, weren't you?
I was. And you can come too now that your little project is finished.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up first. Won't be a mo.
All right. I'll let Otto know you're coming. Meet us in the mess when you're ready.
Aye, aye, Captain.
crack the crystal too.
Hopefully it's nothing. What could be wrong with Torgo? Trouble with... I got your note. You think so?
So you can read. But I didn't say I were wrong with him. I said something weren't right. He's not been eating. He used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that he's not been working him.
No harder than you. Is that it?
What was it you said he was?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with...
I suppose things happen, differences arise. Perhaps Hippocrates knows something.
Instead of everything.
Lawsman.
He isn't ill.
I don't think so. But according to Lady Karen, she says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have some...
I rather think she might be. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open bones for... And I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect it is not... If we assume that his newfound magics require additional nourishment to sustain, it may well be that the bones Lady Karen is accustomed... Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger animals, whose bones, as to where one might find a suitable substitute... Some antelopes that graze the meadows...
I don't recall ever seeing any that...
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures rare. The last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about.
Even so.
Good hunting.
Blackthorn.
Not really.
This won't take. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. And you might still be doubting your craft. Even after learning the trick of that cuirass. Perhaps sharing your thoughts might...
That bastard's like a dog with a... Still, you've got a keen eye, I'll give him. He's just, well... Karen's...
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home.
So that's what's troubling you?
No. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting.
And if you knew how to... we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about a...
I'll see what I can... Sharper swords are always welcome, and we can't have our master blacksmith be...
You're a soft touch, you know, but I can't say I'm not grateful.
Thank you. Let's see what Karen knows about... You're looking...
What do you want?
I want to know about the sword you should...
Running around after him?
I suppose I am, yes.
Little wonder. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that which made it nice and easy finding a buyer.
Can you tell me who bought it?
You think I tell people who suppose you're not likely to go nicking him off me, are you now? Fine. If he's Lord Ignac's the man you want, Delmechian bloke, collects weapons and the like, and he's got more money than sense, which is why he's one of my favourites. Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamil.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh. And he's...
I appreciate the...
I went up to give some breeze to the truck.
wish I could take one of our birds.
Well. Here, Sid.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this lovely bit of kit, yes? Bunging a solution you want. The problem is, it won't always get rid of all the... Which is why I've been looking for something to filter the liquid we'll be cooked.
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this alembic too. Distilling medicines and the like.
Proper?
So what exactly?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do. Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the university stores. You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it cuts. So, I did a bit of reading about where... And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb king. They leave them...
I take it that's where I come in.
I saw a billet on... Would have gone...
All right.
Thank you. Clive.
That's why I'm here.
Shh. Hold on. A little. Listen. I've some... And it's... maybe my fault. Sadly, that square turned out to be more of a... I can straighten it out, I swear, but... I'm gonna need help keeping it from...
Be late for that.
There you are!
So let me get this straight. And instead of coming straight to... You get Clive to come to you. The man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you... well...
Oh, just Martha. And the dame. And, well, lady.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends...
Each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and, well,
Those ledgers were my responsibility.
We have that much to hand? I can always ask my uncle.
No, we don't. And no, you won't. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to stand...
All right. But that doesn't mean... Is there anything I can do to...
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Worth $1,000. Little something Sid and I set aside for, and I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our associates' eyes are a bit more discerning than yours.
I'm sure they will.
But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bark, arses to wipe and all.
I know. Which is why...
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here 2?
because you'd rather...
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you.
Well...
Don't worry.
Really?
No.
Fancy a look at the list, do you? I'm sorry to drag you in. It's just... Anything catch your eye? Always something in there.
All right, Clive. We'd finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the twins, has she? I swear, that girl do... No excuses, now.
Not quite. She said there was one final thing she had to take care of.
She said that?
She...
Clive, were you born yesterday or something? She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Man.
Ned told me she was building a ship.
Is that the thing Tomes held?
Obeleth.
Yep. You in a hurry at all, are you? Oh, I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't
But anyway, I was on my... Got a letter. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of you...
Thank you, Oberlin.
Don't mention...
What tidings? Troubling. Well...
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just...
Well, not the next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Gotta admit, the dirty work, just like when we built this... Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. I wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it?
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on. Just be sure to give Sid and the others more a go.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be... She's got some things to take care of, but...
I hope she... Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. That if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Kuka is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The blight marches on. And soon, there will be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's Tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you. But we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot. There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav,
Already on my way, Captain.
be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself.
Man, I just want to...
There's talk that the Glassgate flood has finally spread.
Nah, I could have. Sure.
Milady.
Gif. Oh my.
Otto asked me to settle the hideaway's debt and to...
I thought you might finally tell Otto he can keep his baubles. I tried to tell him as much the first. The man owes me nothing. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly.
You once told me Sid did you a kindness. I'd like to do the same. And for Otto's. For all of us.
Otto is lucky to... I doubt anything could ever replace his son.
Otto had us.
Long ago. Yes, and blamed himself for not... I don't know how it happened. Whether there was anything he could have done.
I didn't know.
How could you have? Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to bear his sorrows in stoic silence. An ill habit, given that both have always been surrounded by friends.
Ready, go?
Faster!
Back to the stables, girl. Here. Greetings, Your Majesty.
Ah!
over.
Your reign is over. Now to collect the act. This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more. That should do it. If Hawaii needs more than this, he can fetch it himself. People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
The same Drake's fang is gone.
My reputation will be ruined.
Calm yourself, Lord Ignat.
Pardon the...
Out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be
Please. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's...
Redeem! Get...
Very good. Would you mind stepping outside?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any...
That? No. That's just how his lordship is. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen. A single-edged sword.
Ah.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage.
You have but to state it. You are...
I want an audience with Lord Ignac.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse.
I don't suppose you saw the...
I did not. No. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamul is said to pass through.
And that's where I'm headed.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence.
That will be very...
Farewell.
Ready, go?
All right.
got company! Come on, lad, let's tear the bastard's head off!
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalamil.
I hear I have what your...
Wyvern.
A formidable... Well, Wyvern? Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience.
A few moments of your time should...
You're a peculiar fellow.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword.
Oh, a true work of art. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isle and is used exclusively by the They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. There's a brutal sort of beauty.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10th, but it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary. A mineral, quite foreign. And that is the... Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke. Far rarer and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship.
I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous.
And there are many other collectors.
Too many to count, but only one do I consider, and is a perennial... Farewell, Wyvern, may our part... Radim! We mustn't...
I think his lordship is rather taken. Coming, my lordship.
Trust Uncle Bart now. Let's see what Blackthorn makes.
Clive, we weren't expecting you.
I wasn't expecting to be here, but it seems we still owe you a considerable amount of coin for your help with, and though I doubt it's what you were expecting, we were hoping you'd take this as payment.
A star ruby? I can't accept this. It's worth at least twice what you owe me. More if you can find yourself the right...
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out I charged that much, no one would ever borrow anyway. Why are you the one here asking me about this? I'd have expected Arto. Bit much sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working himself to death again?
Something like that. Most days I think he's the only reason the hideaway's still standing.
Same as all back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander. Word is he was the first one Sid reached. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, Sid may have been the face of the hideaway. But Arto, and when Sid passed away, we were all worried that...
His death was hard on everyone.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, he was the one who nominated. I reckon what he saw in Sid, and don't we all? Doesn't hurt that you're half as stubborn and that, and you keep good company.
Gob will want to know the stones were delivered, if he's still with us. Ambrosia. Certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it seemed like just the place. I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal? It's over. Now, will it be enough? I say that on, which means we owe the lawsman. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? You do know you can take that with you, Torgal. Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite back.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off somewhere. Take him for a walk, did you? So, Molly's left up. That'll teach me for treating you like you all right. Now we know what you're after. I can see about...
Speaking of which, I brought one for later. Can I leave?
You can, aye. In return, you can thank Tomes for...
I was just on my way to... Sorry, but hopefully...
You learned something about...
I did better than... What? Yes.
No wonder I couldn't get the same one hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you...
Even so, is there some way it could be...
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade to rattle me. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it. If swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valesthian steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy, nah. I'll make something...
I'm sure the curse breakers just...
I've been working day and night since I was half your age, and Hey, I owe you one. August 2.
You'll be happy to...
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. You come and find me when you've got the material.
Right?
Clive. So, what'll it be? Should last you a good while. No scratches, all right? That it? Fine.
And what can I do for you? I don't know. Go on, then. I'll be thankful you got that much. Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
Ah, were you able?
We were indeed, Lawsman.
Very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, but...
Do you recall our conversation concerning...
About how she somehow...
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. The Fenrir of legend served, and while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply...
What are you suggesting?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one. I consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal companion. In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, and that number has only grown. As the realm's dominance, one can but speculate as to how all of this has affected.
He has seemed more...
And if I'm not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still.
So he gains power by being next to by being the service of icons. And the more icons I collect, his power multiplies. That's cool.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Good. So Lady Karen accept...
But she was just too stubborn. She threw it right back in my face, in fact.
and told me...
Karen refused.
I hope it wasn't Saya.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I...
All right there, Sid? How's that hot?
I have it here.
That's the stuff. And plenty. You're a gent. Right then. There we have it. The Telemon Malembic. And it works just like the chief said it would. Says the man who cut down a burning boulder.
There's no need.
Don't be...
What?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run and thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Ah, I reckon if we slap a bit on your bag, it'll loosen.
Well,
that's the spirit. Well,
it certainly feels...
Right?
Thank you.
No, for supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavors. Without you, and I'm telling you...
Wish I could take one of our birds.
Lady Count Goad tells, would you prefer the debt was
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot me out. I may have tossed a talent or two in the hideaway, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it...
Of course not. But one good turn. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a...
Oh, so you're fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or not. Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for us. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself. Might be I already have a buyer in. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell...
I hear you ended up delivering all three. Thanks to this lump, I sometimes wonder why.
Speaking of which,
Oh! So you remember what's owed to you, then? Get your ass beyond that disc.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fun. How long did you know Sid?
before he died. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship. He bought passage to... oh, forget where. We set up drinking island rum till the morning bell. Quit my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. But me and Sid stayed close. Promising we'd one day set. That was... before fate stepped in. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day. And there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family wanted the monster. I couldn't turn my back on him. And I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, it was him who stood beside me when... all I wanted, him who cried for me, him who swore he'd do everything. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that I knew then. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
Hmm? What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
How are you doing? Quick look.
Seen enough?
How may I help you today, Clive? Is everything we've received and everything promised? Here you are. All done?
Here for another of my lectures. How may I help you today? Here's the latest information I have. Very good.
Fly, Ambrosia. This used to be a trade route for merchants crossing the Scars, till the Republic laid a new road wide enough to let wagons pass, and all official traffic moved there.
Leaving this one for those living outside the law.
Indeed. I doubt we'll be the only outlaws on the trail today. Be safe.
So what do you think? Really? It's as bad as that?
Oh, aye. There's trouble up ahead.
I take it there's danger on the road.
Oh, what about this fearsome-looking fellow?
Oh, no doubt. Well met, friend.
How does a merchant...
Oh, the man's a coward. When he thought goblins might come a-snarling, he ran.
He sent the two of us to fetch it, but it's gone.
My brother's right on all accounts. And by my...
We may have seen our share of action.
You, however, chances...
Well,
we're lucky now. Reckon he won't...
All right.
No. You just put an end to those bandits and...
Come on. I'm not sure I trust those two. But if there are bandits lying in wait, I should probably take care of them.
Look lively, you lot. We've got guests.
These must be our bandits. That's them dealt with. Now, where's that cart? Getting all of this out of here will be...
Seems we've found ourselves...
Found the cart and didn't leave a single bastard.
And how exactly will you be getting...
You leave that to us. After all, it'd be... You've done your part. It's been a pleasure.
There's no need. What if we...
I see the Dalmex lag behind Rosaria when it comes to bridge building.
The fallen ruin should hold, at least. The path continues on the other side.
So this is Zemeckis.
The land of the gods. It's even more impressive than I imagined. I remember being captivated by the story as a child.
Long, long ago, man was overcome by avarice and challenged the gods in a bid to win their power. The final battle took place here, at these falls. Or so the legend goes. If anyone ever manages to plumb those depths, perhaps we'll learn if there's any truth to the tale.
That the gods emerged victorious and punished man for his defiance by visiting upon him 2 curses.
Dominants and bearers. To tell the truth, I always thought it strange that the dominants and their icons were deemed a curse. Back home, the dominant inherited the throne. They were admired and exalted, not spurned. Whenever I got to that part of the story, I always assumed there must be something I'd misunderstood.
You had a lot of storybooks, didn't you? In your room, I mean. When we were young.
The old legends were always my favorites. Epic battles between gods and men.
Father encouraged me to read as much as I could. He thought it good for my education.
You really were a boy like any other, weren't you?
Just look at this place. It's enough to make you believe the legends are true.
I know.
We're not far from Boklad. The road will be busier up ahead.
And we'll have to keep our wits about us. Clive? Something wrong?
Nothing. It's nothing.
I see the reports are true, Father. You have surrendered the throne to Olivier.
I have. Emperor Olivier shall rebuild the Holy Empire of Sanbreque.
How is he to rule an empire? He is but a boy.
I shall advise him until he comes of age.
Father, please.
Or for as long as I am able. The empire we seek to build needs young blood to rule it, and I can think of none better suited to the task. There is other news, Dion. Hugo Kupka is dead, and Drake's Fang destroyed. The pillars of the Republic have fallen. Ere long, the Imperial banner shall fly over every city in Storm. And then Valisthea. All shall bow before their Emperor.
Father, these are the words of a tyrant.
They are the words of a god. The Emperor whom I gladly serve. Great Greager, made flesh. Return to your camp, Dion, and ready your forces. It is time to show the world the true power of Sanbreque.
Father. I find you much changed. Is this truly the path you wish to tread? Or are these the ambitions of another? Of Ultima, perhaps?
What nonsense is this? I speak my mind, and my mind only. Though I do owe Annabella thanks for reminding me of certain truths regarding the nature of nations, of rulers, and of the divine.
You would trust the words of this traitress? She betrayed her country. She slew her husband.
You have ever been an invaluable servant to Sanbreque, Prince Dion. I trust you will continue to serve your Emperor in the wars to come.
The canker! Silence! Insolent wretch! You will bend the knee. All else is heresy.
Sire,
Forgive me. This audience is over. Come, Your Radiance. The Rowena Syndicate awaits your pleasure.
Oh, not another meeting with silly old men. They're so boring. I'm hungry, Father. Can't we have luncheon instead?
Does it pain you that you will not inherit your father's throne?
I have suffered worse.
Count your blessings, Dion. For a base-born child to be chosen by Bahamut is miracle enough. You have risen high on his wings, but you shall rise no higher, lest your impure blood stain the throne.
What do you know of my blood?
The Boklab markets are to the north. We just need to hug the coast. Ready, go? Yeah!
Infiltrating the Dominion won't be easy with the Imperials on high alert.
No. His Radiance has lost one capital already. We can be sure Sylvester will do everything in his power to hold on to Twinside. His troops are well-trained and increasingly battle-hardened. But it's not as if we can wait for the siege to end. More refugees.
And they're all making for the Crystalline Dominion.
Because they don't know how to live without the Crystal's blessing. Back to the stables, girl.
There are no crystals here. We have... Keep going.
This is where we're supposed to meet Goots, isn't it?
That's right. He said he'd wait for us here after replenishing his supplies. I dare say he'll have finished by now.
What are you looking for? A fine choice. Many thanks. You've a discerning eye. Many thanks. A fine choice.
Out of my sight, wretch.
Wonders from across the water. Come one, come all. Feast your eyes. Good sir, can I interest you in...
How much? For a measly crust of bread?
You won't find any cheaper. Not nowadays. But you're more than welcome to look.
The Empire's unlawful and illegitimate occupation of the Crystalline Dominion is still in effect. Only those whose business in Twinside has been officially approved by the Republican Army will be permitted to cross the border. All who seek entry are to form a line and ready their documents for inspection.
It looks like we aren't the only ones who are eager to leave.
And they're checking everyone.
Can't you make an
Not for the likes of you.
We won't get through without that pass. Let's go in and find Good, shall we? He must be around here somewhere.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
The caravan stops.
Slake your thirst without a crystal.
Oh,
Clive,
slow down, Good.
it's me trick. We cannot ride the caravan without it. We won't even be able to get through the flipping check.
Do you remember?
It was in me pocket a minute here.
It wouldn't surprise me. A busy market like this,
So, to get the pass back, we need to find...
I know where. No one knows more about what goes on round it.
Where do we find her?
She's the owner of the Crimson Caravans, up that way.
No time like the present.
You two go. I'm gonna check the rest of me stuff, make sure now.
All right.
Let's keep an eye out for this red chocobo, then.
And the other on our purses.
Looking to hire a coach? It's 10 million for a two-birder to the Crystalline Dominion. Take it or leave it.
Oh, we're not here for that.
Then I bid you good day.
Oh, wait! Don't go, El. He's me mate.
As I live and breathe. Goots, what are you doing back in Boklad? I gather Lady Karen didn't send you. So what trouble have you got yourself into this time?
It's me trader's pass. It got stolen. By a little bairn.
Of all the... You're the size of a marble. Honestly. Ugh.
Goots told us that you know the markets well. Might you have an idea which little bairn could have done this?
We don't intend to punish them. We just need our pass back. Then, we can be on our way.
I see. So neither of you has a trader's pass either. Not that anyone would take you for traders, but I suppose that's why you came to me, correct? Now, I can't say for sure who took your pass, but I suspect I know why they did it. Let me explain. Ever since the Fist marched on the Dominion, the Republic has been clamping down on any commerce that might aid the Empire more than it does us. Which means traders' passes have gone from being merely a way of easing one's progress to being essential if one wishes to cross the border at all. And with demand outstripping supply, they've become a precious commodity, leading some to seek to acquire them by less than legitimate means.
So the children are stealing passes to sell on the black market?
Yes and no. Passes are inscribed with the names of their owners, and yet none of the victims' names have appeared on the register of those passing through the checkpoint.
Which means?
That someone is doctoring the stolen passes. The same someone who is encouraging the children to steal them. And the same someone who has goods. Whoever they are, they're ruining the livelihoods of honest... Will you stand with... You want to get your pass... And we want to ensure that catch whoever's behind it all. And two birds shall be...
Is there any other way?
They won't let you in if you're not with the caravan. But the guards will definitely spot you if you try and do that, like...
So either we find the people who took the pass...
All right.
Thank you.
Clive.
A pleasure doing business.
Oh, another pass?
The proprietor of the furniture makers by the coach stop is spearheading the search. Wear that, and I suggest...
The furniture maker.
Out of my sight, wretch! I know you... Peaches and pears.
Jug of snake spit for the road?
The caravan stops next to the ship.
Are you the...
Looking for... Ah!
She told me you were leading the hunt.
For one, that they're targeting the traders. Harder to watch your back, see? And less chance of the mark giving... Not that they'd be likely to catch them. Those imps know it.
Their eyes must have lit up.
The fishmonger round by the gate's been trying...
Thank you.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
You should come with me to the Dominion.
Fish for sale! Can I interest you?
She's asked me to help her.
Is that so? Suppose for one, this isn't a family operation. All the traders say that street urchins, by the sound of it.
Orphans from the war.
A few, perhaps. They're all looking for a new start in the Dominion and beyond.
The shame of it.
Whoever's behind this would have to have made themselves known to the children at some...
And so should...
You should start with the children around here, then. I doubt that...
It's worth a try.
All right, then. Questioning children. How hard can that be?
Come, taste my peaches. They're sweet.
Excuse me. Cons. I was just wondering if anyone has asked you to do any...
Anything you grown-ups ever. So guess what I'm about to say?
Sorry.
I'll take the large one.
Do you...
What do you want?
What I want is to know who's asking.
I don't know. Nobody... What's picking pocket?
No, you get in trouble for it. So if they come calling...
What do you want? It's all right. We're not going to hurt you. We've heard that some very bad... We need to know who's behind...
I don't know much about it, really. He said he got a job.
Sounds promising.
We need to find him.
Do you know where your friend...
He's usually by the tent.
Thank you.
Come on! Come on!
Let me carry your goods. I'm cheap.
Ambrosia won't help me here. She must have meant the refugee camp.
Let's hope he's still nearby.
Daddy, I'm hungry. That big fat donkey was... He wouldn't have noticed if... Yeah, we could use one of those things to get out.
Chance would be a fine thing. The moment they found out, they'd string us up by our gut.
Would they now? Perhaps you'd like...
Shit, we're in trouble now. What do we do?
You two get caught if you want. I'm off.
Hunter, where are you going?
So that was Hunter, eh? Jill, you watch these two.
All right.
He can't have gone far. I need to find him before his employers do. see a boy run?
There was a boy ran back.
Thank you.
Oh, shit. Cornered.
It's all right, Hansa. I just want to ask you some questions.
Fine.
I'm looking for the people who were making you...
Called themselves the Carstones. They said they'd give me a good gill if I did. I knew they were bad, but bread doesn't come for free. Didn't come at all half the time, before I started buzzing for them. You know, if I didn't do it, they'd just pick on someone else. Someone they could push around easy.
Hansa.
You found him then?
Jill.
Eloise is watching over them. She sent Goots and I to look for you.
I haven't got your pass anymore, if that's what you're after. Whatever you do to me, I can't get it back. Not that I go against them anyway. If it weren't for their gill, me and my mates would have stopped.
Cowards. You will not force another child to do your bidding.
Wait, we're not...
Don't hurt him.
You're making a mistake. We're on the same side.
Like hell we are. That brooch. Where did you get it?
Master Theo?
Goots. What are you doing with these people? Unless you're the ones my sister was talking about.
Your sister? Eloise didn't tell us she had a brother.
And why would she? I'm just Theodore, at your service.
Theodore, what do you know of the casts?
Vultures who have made Boklad their hunting ground. They prey on the desperate, stealing from those with Gil. I'd been looking into their activities in hope of sparing the refugees. But it seems they've already stooped even lower than I'd feared. Hansa's a good lad. If he and his friends hadn't agreed to work for the Stones, some other poor souls would have. On pain of death. Clive, was it? And my sisters asked you to help, but then we all want the same.
Oh.
So?
What else? You get your trader's pass back, and...
All right, then.
All right. Hansa, where are they camped?
Couldn't if I wanted to. They always come to town to collect the passes. I tried following them once, but they spotted me halfway down the trail. Said
We'll try it this time. Which way?
back down the road.
To Laney's Cleft.
Laney's Cleft is to the south, past the camp.
Not here.
That's that then.
Daddy!
There are no crystals here. That's the one who's been sticking his nose in our business.
You should have minded your own. I doubt these were the ringleaders.
But at least we know we're on the right track.
happening?
Fewer now.
Aye. Some of our new recruits, especially the little ones. It will be a shame when they chop them off. But till
Scum.
The leaders of the...
They don't deserve any more.
I wasn't planning.
We're ready when you are.
Oh, I'm...
Fuck. That guard from Bockland. Kill him. Kill them all. Ah!
Gold chains, rings, purses.
Have the names been changed?
Not yet. I recognize some of them. Now I just need to sort through it all and return.
We should go and give Eloise the good news.
Of course. Oh, and be sure.
We'll be glad to.
Ah, Clive. How good.
Quite the opposite.
So it was the casts, and their demise solves 3 problems at a stroke. That of the pickpocket, I only hope yours is among the items you recovered. Only time and Theo's return will tell. Speaking of whom...
You are too kind, Eloise. Here, Clive. Goods is...
I will. Thank you.
El, I've asked our boys to carry the rest of the goods back. Can I count on your help in sorting through it all?
Of course. I'll make some space. I expect you'll soon be on your way then. But it wouldn't do to leave without introducing yourself properly. Would it now? Don't look so shocked.
I don't understand.
As you now know all too well, we at the Crimson, for a small fee, we will move anything, be that goods to market.
I was the first my sister helped escape. If it wasn't for her, I'd have been branded as a boy.
I had no idea.
It just so happens that we are, and who better to join forces with than that, wouldn't you agree?
I would. It seems our purpose is the same. So what would you say to working to...
It would be our pleasure.
And our honor. The honor is...
Here, Clive.
What is it?
Elle has friends in high places, while I have associates in, lower ones.
I shall bear it.
Well, all that remains is to wish you a safe onward journey. Goots's pass should secure you a place on the...
We'll... Right then. Let's get this back. To Goots.
And then it's on to the Dominion.
If I knew alive.
Now I just need to see about getting them.
Bad news.
Good, actually. Only trouble is, the serving girl's still new to the job, so I can't leave her while I go and invite those at...
What exactly are you celebrating?
I've come by a particularly fine bottle of red. A Gotan 60... Gotan Rouge is the only good thing to have ever come out of the Empire. And most wouldn't part with a 60...
So I've heard.
Oh. So you know of it, then? A gentleman who might simplify... Would you pass the good news to a few friends of mine? I'll give you a little something for your...
Sounds...
So you'll do... You won't need to go far. There's Aldrich, free of the... Stop by again when you...
I'll be right back. I've been asked to find old...
That's me right enough.
The innkeeper sent me. He said there's a cup of Gotan 60...
If he's just got hold of it now, it must have been in the crates he...
From the Empire to Boklad. You must be a braver man than most.
Such is the porter's lot. There's not a patch of storm these. It's Oriflamme one day, then off to Canva. The farther you're willing to go, the fatter the purse. Which is why there's no shortage. I'd say I've done enough for today to earn myself a cup of something tasty.
Let me carry your goods.
Pardon me, but would you have that well-notched steel and impressive physique? I have need of a sword. Might you be convinced to offer me the use of those?
How exactly do you intend to use?
Well, being something of a scholar of Zemeki, and I require a rugged companion, lest I find myself waylaid. Should you accept, you will not only earn yourself material wealth, but partake of the true treasure. Well,
My arm.
wonderful.
But where are we going?
Along the old Zemekis road. Quickly! There is not a...
Wait. I'd better make sure he doesn't get himself killed.
Porter for hire. Best served.
I see you've been
Perhaps.
finding some... I was griping about my lot to a friend of mine. Now, Joseph's a sellsword.
Any idea?
The old Zemekis road, perhaps? Joseph's lived...
I can't imagine there are too many.
That's that then.
There are no crystals here. We have to keep going.
What do you...
Just information.
Now you mention it, there was a young...
Which way did he go?
I buggered off down the road, I expect. Now what...
Let's go.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Why am I not surprised?
You'll hand over your coin, you know what.
Are you hurt?
Happily not. More importantly, we have arrived. Now, feast your colossal vessels, airships, we call them, with very little thought to what. Oblige me if you would. Does anything... Though we ourselves find fallen ruins to be nigh indestructible, whatever gouged the final sin from the rock cleaved clean through a tantalizing mystery, no doubt. But merely one of countless enigmas in which Come, good sir.
He's passionate. I'll give him that. Good girl. Thanks, girl.
We don't want any...
Neither do I.
Well, we haven't...
Yes, we have. Those ones.
Maybe he found...
Mum won't let me near them. She said there's goblins. Shh, now. I only told him...
I'd listen to your mother if I... Did Joseph's thieves really lug their stolen wares all the way out here?
So I would have been pissed if the theme story was better.
I think we found our thieves. They don't look happy to see me. Nice try. Let's get this up.
Stop! Don't kill him, he's just protecting his...
Joseph?
I don't know you.
Your porter friend sent me to find you.
Have I been gone that long? Wasn't hard finding the thieves. The problem was knowing what to...
I take it things are more complicated than they...
I'd all but ruled out bandits before I even left the market. You know what that is? Because our thieves had no interest in gold or gems, or anything they couldn't eat for that matter. Add to that the rumors of goblins in the area, and the mystery practically solved itself. I launched myself at them, full of righteous fury, but the others, they huddled around that food. They stole because it was that or starvation. I've been there myself.
So you spared them? And earned their trust into the bargain by the look of it.
These goblins aren't native to the area. They don't know how to survive such barren lands, so... And once they've learned to hunt and forage, they won't be fooled.
I'm impressed.
Do me a favor. Let the porter know I'm safe. Oh, and don't mention the goblins. I don't want people coming.
Your secret's safe.
I appreciate it.
Let's go. Not a... All right then. First. You're going to get yourself killed.
Oh, that would not do. That would not when such majesty stretches out before us. Behold, as Moss tells us, a battle was fought here in ancient times. In reaching for their holy sanctum, did man enrage the god. Alas, the full truth of the matter is lost, but we must not dwell upon this. Onward!
Still in one piece?
It would seem so. And once more, you impress me with your prowess. Though Moss the Chronicler concurs with the legends in attributing the fall of Zemeckis to a rock, he offers little in the way of explanation. Could the construction of such miraculous edifices have been, alas, all in...
Not if you keep running headfirst.
You are right, of course. And not only have you plucked me repeatedly from...
Glad to help, but...
I fear I may have rather overstated the case on that front. In truth, you see, even my fellow scholars, and so I...
That's what this was all about.
I am afraid so.
Fine.
And here, your reward for humoring myself.
Joseph's fine. He certainly knows his business.
A good man to have around, that Joseph. Thank you for
carry your goods. I'm cheap. Peaches and pears. Meats and beans.
Come on, come on!
Caravan stops next to the checkpoint.
Are you
That's me.
The innkeeper's just had a special. He thought you might like to join him for a cup of wine after.
He knows me only too well. And I've got a ham here that will go handsomely.
Wine and ham to spare. Bogcloud clearly
comes with being the place everyone has to pass through to get to everywhere else. Those who travel the Crystal Road, we get meat from San Brec, herbs from Rosaria. Why? Sometimes we... My old man knew what he was about when he set up shop. Anyway, thanks for the good news. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll shut up shop early.
You won't find anything of this quality in Twinside.
Tight-fisted squires. Let us through!
I'm looking for Bolek.
Well, you found him. You're not...
The innkeeper sent me. He's just taken delivery of a rare vintage.
I've never said no to a goat hand. I'm not about to...
You must be a busy man.
The market would be flooded with refugees if we weren't here to stem the flow. Oh, my heart goes out to them, all right, but... We've got our orders. Plenty try to slip past us nonetheless. And every now and then, one of them's foolish enough. And when they do, well... You know what? That wine...
Hold on. I wonder if the innkeeper might spare a cup of that wine. I spoke to your friends.
That's fantastic news. It's been a while since we all sat. And the way I see it, that wine is as much there.
How so?
Well, I wouldn't be serving anything but slops without Aldrich to go and fetch the good stuff for me. And then there's Milan, who always sends customers my way. And Bolek, an even-handed keeper of the peace. Those three are the backbone of Bogclad. Lose any one of them, and without the market, I wouldn't have a single customer. I'd say that's what... Everyone needs a shoulder to lean on. Be they world-weary innkeepers. Right.
I hear you had me carrying a bottle of... If I'd have known, I would have sold the thing and lived like a lord.
I'll settle for a cup, though.
A goat and 60 bloody 6. Just as well I had something
Bottle between the four of us might not be enough to drown our sorrows, but it can't hurt.
Here they are, the 3 pillars of Bok. The woes of the world may be monstrous and many,
but there's never a truer word spoken.
Out of my sight, wretch!
The caravan stops next to the
Juicy
check-
pears! Slake your thirst.
What I'd really want to be...
Here you are, good.
Me pass! Oh, thank you so... I'll have to say thanks to El.
So should you, Hon. You and your friends don't have to steal anymore.
We do, and we already have. Miss L's given us a job shifting the chocobo shit out the stables. It's hard work, and the pay isn't half what we got from the stones. But if we stick at it... and Goots.
That's all right.
You said you're trained to be a blacksmith, right? Well, I'm gonna be your first customer. I'm gonna save up all my gil and get you to make me a...
Oh.
All right. We have a place on the wagon. Remember, Goots, we're mercenaries. You hired us to protect you.
Mercenaries.
And you remember the plan? You're to ride all the way to Twinside. Jill and I will go with you as far as the outskirts, then find our own way in.
I'll buy that stuff I need.
Right. And we'll scout out the Imperial's defenses.
There's a square with a big bell tower right in the middle of town. If you get lost, or out goes wrong, we can meet up there.
All right. Let's go.
This is like a water still.
I see. And you're quite certain your father has no knowledge of Ultima?
I am. I have no difficulty believing a sinister force has come to exert an influence on Sanbreque. But be that as it may, it is yet to claim my father. For better or worse, his radiance speaks his own mind.
Then the fiend works from the shadows.
I confess, when first you told me of this fiend, I had my doubts. And more than a few at that. A beast that labors to plunge Valisthea into turmoil, all in pursuit of your brother. But that wound is proof enough that evil is afoot.
Then I have your answer, Your Highness. You will join me in my fight.
I cannot. Not yet.
Your Highness, please.
As you are aware, the Dhalmekian army is at our gates. They have lost their mother crystal, and with it all hope of a negotiated withdrawal. It is but a matter of time before they invade. If Bahamut is not here to meet them, my people will be slaughtered.
Though not by Hugo Kupka, thanks to Ultima's machinations. I know the fate of your people weighs heavy on your conscience, but if we do not put an end to Ultima's plans, they shall face a far darker fate. The chaos he would wreak would sweep all of Valisthea into the abyss. The lives of every man, woman, and child in the Twins are at stake.
I believe what you say, Phoenix. But I have duties of my own, and I must discharge them. Come what may. What do you know of my blood?
I know that it is wholly unworthy of the highest offices of state, which rightly belong to those of purer breeding. Alas. Your bloodline runs through the Oriflamme gutter, from a whore who weighed her child's worth in gil.
Have you threatened my father?
Of course not. I merely whispered in his ear that his mongrel son is plotting a rebellion.
What?
Sylvester listens to the words of his astrologers. And they have ears too.
You have been feeding them your lies!
Should you remain loyal to Emperor Olivier, his radiance may yet crown your head with laurel, and not with tar.
Fork-tongued witch!
In consideration of your long years of service to the Empire, I shall forgive this uncharacteristic rudeness. Now hurry and make ready, Your Imperial Highness. Emperor Olivier expects much of you, Dion. Or should I say, of Bahamut. May your fire reduce his enemies to ash, till all of Valisthea bows to its rightful ruler.
There is another darkness that has taken hold of Sanbreque. And until its grip is released, the flames of war shall spread ever wider, just as Ultima wishes.
Forgive me. My family has caused you much grief.
You are not her keeper, Phoenix. This is a matter for the Imperial household now, and as a member of that household, it falls to me to resolve it. At such time as that is done, what strength I have shall be yours.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Let us take to the skies together, and bring a new dawn to Valisthea.
I should like nothing more.
Terence.
My prince.
Tell me true. Do you believe what I'm about to do is wrong?
We Dragoons have but one leader, Your Highness. And we shall follow him unto the very end.
Thank you. And this is my decree. For their crimes against the Crown, The traitorous Annabella and her usurping son shall be put to death, and the Empire restored.
One would never guess that these people stood on the brink of war.
And they're afraid. They turn to drink to forget their fears.
Anything you want to forget?
The harbor is empty, and half the market stalls too. The city may seem peaceful on the surface, but it's balanced on a knife edge. Were we to give it a nudge, it might be just the distraction we need to reach the Mother Crystal.
I thought you might say that. We should send for Gav. We'll need someone to keep the fires we start from going out.
And we can busy ourselves scheming until he gets here.
I'll send a Stolas then.
What is it, boy?
What's happening?
I don't know. Torgal! This way.
The city's on fire.
I'm sure Goots is fine. He'll be making for the square.
The one with the bell tower. In the middle of town, right?
Watchman or sentry is to be slain on sight.
And spare the citizenry. His Highness's orders were clear. The people are to come.
Those were Imperial Dragoons. What in the hell is going on?
Let's go and see.
Right. But first we find Goots.
just hope he's all right.
You there! Identify yourself!
We have to.
Waken winds! Around! Sit down!
There's no doubt about it. They're dragoons. What is this then? A civil war? Never thought I'd be glad to fall into a sewer.
Ward secured, Captain. None of the Emperor's forces remain. Regarding the men, you press on to the council chambers. Yes, Captain. What of the men and women in the market district? The evacuation is complete, Captain. Good. Then all that remains is to dethrone the Pretender.
There it is. The bell tower.
Right. Let's go. Ah, a goods lift.
Where in Grigor's name did you come from?
Shoot us! Defend the gates!
Damn it. We'll have to find a way around.
In the name of His Highness!
Hold on, kids. We're coming.
Who goes there? In the prince's name, none shall pass!
Too slow.
Eyes on the ramparts! Kill them!
Do whatever this is about to be a different column. Probably gonna be a boss fight.
Can you see him anywhere?
It must be one of the Dragoon's pets.
over here, Clive! Are you alright?
Goods, there you are.
I didn't know there'd be a dragon.
All right, let's get out of here.
Oh!
What now?
Is that Mother Crystal's heart?
What the hell is it doing up there? Bahamut.
Your Highness, don't do this!
We must leave. Now, Your Grace. I beg of you.
This is not what he wanted. Something's happened. Forgive me, Yoda, but I must put a stop to this.
Your Grace!
So, what do we do now then?
We destroy the heart.
What, you might...
As soon as the flames die down, the Imperials and the Dalmex will move in. This may...
And Bahamut has gone for now.
What? And leave you lot in the lurch? I packed everything up before I made a run for it, so if there's out yous need, just I won't be giving it away for free. Nana'd never forgive us if I did.
Thank you.
What can I do for yous? Welcome to the Big Hammer. Is all done then? No. Thank you. A pleasure doing business with you. You've got everything you need then?
I don't really use the block, I mostly just evade. Then I'll save up my experience points for comment. But I'll probably have to get rid of Titan or something or other. I'll have to think about what I want to do. I might replace Titan with Bahamut depending on its abilities. Honestly, it'd be cool if I could replace Phoenix, probably, but I'm not counting on it. But on that note, thank you everybody for coming in and watching. I hope you enjoyed all here. So, bye.